And there are a lot of misconceptions out there that US university is so easy for you to go through. Today, I'm going to best all of them. Hello, welcome to Reflections of AG. This is a one-stop platform for everything academics, finances, and motivation. Over the weeks, I have spoken about how you can get your F1 or J1 visa, that is international student visa, without any sweat. If you have not watched that, please go ahead and watch the previous videos. But today we are talking about the differences between universities in America and universities in my home country, Ghana. Probably it might be similar for other African countries, but I cannot say for sure. So join me as we look at the differences between the universities in these two countries. Number one, academic work is very rigorous in United States, but the professors are gracious with grades. So over here in the United States, there is no way that you are going to sleep without them giving you a homework to do. For all the classes that you take week in, week out, they have homeworks that you have to take home and work on them. So it's likely that every week there's something for you to submit in class. So that means that you have a lot of work to do. And it also helps for me, the way the system is very rigorous and is very loaded, it is very helpful that these homeworks are given. So it helps you to stay on track and to keep to your books. When I came to the state, we had those preliminary exams that you have to take before you are admitted into PhD candidacy. And I had to study about 20 undergraduate courses. Some of them I did take in my undergrad, but for others, I had no idea what those courses are, so I had to read them over here. So in that exams, I was supposed to answer 8 questions from different subjects or different courses. So in total, I read about 10 to 11 courses, so that in case of anything, I had a buffer. So enough about that. In preparation of these preliminary exams, I realized that the course content of the classes I took in my undergrad will actually be like 2 months study in my graduate university, that is Georgia Tech. So the courses that we study, the content is very light in comparison to my university here. But in Ghana, you think that it is very rigorous, there's a lot of things you are doing. But you come over here and you realize that what you will learn in 2 or 3 weeks in Ghana, you're actually going to learn all of that just in a week. And if there's a textbook for you to read, definitely you cover from back to back. So it is very rigorous, it is very intense, it is very homework or assignment driven. But the good thing, as I said, is that the professors are gracious with grades. If you put in the effort, you definitely get the grades. Unfortunately, in Ghana, some professors are not so gracious with grades and they mark so strictly, which usually is not the case over here. 2, the grading system is very different here. At my former school in Ghana, a 70 is okay for an A, but at Georgia Tech, I need to get a 90 before I get an A. If you get 80 to 89.9, you are going to get a B. So you realize that there is a lot of work you need to do over here because you have to be within the 90th mark. So that is one thing that motivates students over here to learn. I was surprised when I came here. Anytime I go to the library, the place is packed. The only time you will not find students in the library are Fridays evening, and Saturday mornings. All other period, the library is packed with students. Knowing that you need to get a 90 before you get an A makes you work harder. Number three, every course has a different grading system here in America. If you are in Ghana or if you attended my school, KNUSD, you will realize that the grading system is the same for all the courses. As you say, when I was there, that was how it was. I don't know whether things have changed now, but then it's not the same in the state. So I realized that I did engineering. So definitely, if you're doing computer programming or any course that involves much of experiment or much of coding, you still have to do 30% for your homeworks, for your midterm, and all the practicals, and 70% for exams. The grading system is one fit all, but that is not the case in the United States. Every class you attend has a different grading system. I remember I TA'd one class, and the requirement is that if you get 90 and above in two of the exams, you don't even need to take the third one. For some professors, you need to do a project, you need to write 2 exams, you need to do homeworks or assignments every week. So depending on how the course structure is and the content in the course, the professor has the liberty to set how the grading should be. And I think this provides a lot of flexibility and also gives the student a lot of hands-on experience. For some of the classes, you don't even take any final exams at all. All what you need to do is to do homework or projects or computer programming you submitted in, and you have a final paper to write. This usually includes a project you have done, and you write it in a form of paper. And that's all you need for the course. 4. Availability of amenities. My school has an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It has a very big gym. I'm like, if you want to work out, everything you need to work out is available. In my school in Ghana, definitely we did have a swimming pool, but it was not something that students were conscious about to take advantage of. But this place, they drum it into you. People are conscious about their health, so people go to the gym. If you are doing research and you need any research paper, once you are on the school network, you can access any research paper. I remember in Ghana, when I was doing my final project, there were papers we could not get access to because the school does not have access to those papers. And you either have to give it to your professor who are subscribed to those publications, or you go to one particular room at the school library. That's where you can get some of the publication, not even all. But these amenities are available in the United States. Have you tried to download a software for your projects or your final year thesis and you realize that you cannot do that because of proprietary rights? Every software that is needed for any program at all is available in my school. Thinking of MATLAB, thinking of AutoCAD, any program at all, you will find it here. If a professor finds it useful, the professor will communicate it to the school, and the school will buy the software and make it available for students so you don't have to worry about. This was a headache in my undergrad university in Ghana. Another thing I love over here is that there are a lot of spaces to read and learn. You will not believe if I tell you that at KNUSD, they do not even allow you to use the classrooms to study in the evenings. And unfortunately, they don't even have enough rooms for students to study. If you want to study, you have to go to a place we call non-residential space that they are provided for students who are non-residential. if we're in the residential place, we just have a small, tiny place we call study room. And they have not made provisions for students to study. And I'm like, why do you want me to study? If I go to the classroom, the security will say, no, it has to be locked and all of that. But over here, the library is so big, it's open throughout the classrooms. There are so many spaces around that you can sit and study and be comfortable. They are so intentional about it. They also know that students can spend a lot of time here. So even in their bathroom, they have showers. So if you want to do sleepover in the library, that is allowed. And you can even shower in the library. They also have foams and mattresses, even if you want to sleep, If you get tired while studying and you want to just take a nap or anything like that, we have tools and devices and mattresses to help you do that. And these are some of the things I never found when I was in Ghana. Number 5, 24/7 library. I know those in UCC said that they also had 24/7 library, but in KNUST we didn't have that. The library closed around 8 to 10 p.m. I'm not so sure. But then I thought that was too early for you to close, Over here, the library is 24/7. Anytime you want to go, they are available. There are times that they do take breaks, especially after the second semester. They take about 2 or 3 days break, and they'll let you know ahead of time when they are going to take breaks. One other thing I love about this place is that you don't have to leave your bag anywhere. In Ghana, if you want to go to a library, you go to a security man and you take only the books and your laptop and you have to leave your bag there. They give you a tag when you're coming back and come and take your bag. Here, you walk straight with your bag. If you want to eat at the library, you eat at the library. If you want to drink at the library, you go with your food. Even in the classroom, if you have a drink, you can drink in the class. The professor does not mind. If you have a burger, you can eat in the class. Just that you just have to be mindful of people who may be allergic to some of the ingredients you are taking. Like, they are so lenient about these things because they know it is what humans need. They even have microwaves, that you can go and microwave your food if you cooked your food from home, so you don't have to buy food. So these are the facilities that are available that makes me love studying in the United States. Students work on campus. This is one of the things I wish it would be introduced on our Ghanaian campuses. I know some schools may have that, but I didn't see that where I was in undergrad. So a lot of students do campus jobs, from the halls to helping professors out, and it is paid jobs, So if you go to school, you can work on campus and you'll be get paid. I think this would be a very good thing if Ghanaian universities should implement, especially the public ones. A lot of people are struggling to get internships to do in Ghana. So employing students on campus to do some of these jobs will help them improve their CVs or resumes for job because they have skills they have gathered while on campus, and they will be able to earn some money as well while they are on campus. This is the reason why people are able to come here, because if you come here, you are schooling and you are still a research assistant, or you are still a teaching assistant, or you are still a residential assistant, or so many other jobs you can take. So that helps you to feel confident and comfortable, especially within the first 2 semesters that you cannot work outside the university. This gives you cushion for you not to stress so much about finances. 7, it can be very lonely over here, especially if you're an international student. My experience is a grad student experience, so it might not be applicable for those who are in undergrad. But then the grad school experience can be very lonely in the state. You may even live on campus residential facilities, but you may not know your neighbors. I have lived on campus residential facilities for a while, and I did not know my neighbors because I wake up I go to school, they also have different hello. It is very hard for you to say hello, hi, and people tend to keep to themselves. So for my school, only 4% of us are black. So you can just imagine almost all the classes that I had to take in my graduate school program, I was the only black person in the class. At most, we will be two in the class. So you have to break down the barrier of being shy. You have to be able to communicate with people. You have to be able to communicate with the Asians, with the white. So the experience here can be very lonely, especially for the very first semester because you are trying to get used to the system. You are in a new country, you don't know the education system, you are trying to adapt. So it becomes so lonely and you can be in your bubble. I would advise that if there are student organization, especially for whatever race or your ethnicity, please find them, enjoy them. They can help you find your local food and comforts in the meantime while you try to establish friendship with students from other races. So these are the 7 differences between American universities and Ghanaian universities. If I missed anything, please do well and put them in the comments section. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel.